Hi everybody, welcome along to another online session. Today we are going to be using the resistance band. I was taking a look back over some of the recent videos and the resistance band workout has had the most watches by far. So with that in mind, I thought I'd do another one. But as always with these classes, you don't need to use the prop. So if you don't have a resistance band at home, don't worry, you can do all these exercises without. You can also adapt some of the exercises and use a belt or a dressing gown, rope, anything like that would work. So we're going to start today's class on our knees, so come and join me. So coming up onto those knees, if you need to, pop a cushion underneath for a little bit more comfort or double your mat over. We're going to take our bands, open them up, and just bring the band into the hands, slightly wider than shoulder width apart. We're going to stand, well, we're not standing, we're going to kneel up nice and tall. Think about, as you engage the core, think about gently tucking the tail, just ever so slightly. Feel that spine lengthen down through the tail and out through the top of the head. We switched on those core muscles, so we're drawing belly button in and up. And we're going to draw those shoulders down and back. Good. And I'm going to alternate between holding my hands, holding the band between my thumb and my finger, and also holding on with all my fingers. So just really, my hands get a bit sore with these bands. I don't know about you, so just adapt it to suit you. Take a break whenever you need to. So we're going to start with working into the triceps. So press the palms to the wall behind you. Feel the pressure of the band across wherever it lands on your thighs. Feel those tricep muscles engage. And then we're going to take the arms up overhead. I might get a little bit out of shot here, but you know what I'm doing. We're going to take it into a side bend. Holding that side bend, we're going to draw the bottom arm down and up and back to center. Let's take it the other way. Come across into that side bend. Hold the top arm strong. Draw down with that bottom arm. Feel that awakening stretch up the side of the body. Come back to center and lower the arms down. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Push back, engage those triceps. Just make sure that chest doesn't pop forward. So we want to have the core switched on nice and tight. Arms come up. Take it into that side bend. Come across. Holding top arm strong. Bottom arm draws down. Release with control. And come back to center. Let's take it the other way. Just notice what's happening in your pelvis. Make sure you keep just very gently pushing the hips forward. Keep that nice long spine. Center and lower down. 1 more set. We push back towards that back wall. Feel those triceps engage. Bracing the abdominals. Arms come up. Into that side bend. Hold your side bend and draw down. Release with control. Center, other side. And up. We're going to hold it here. Just notice what's happening with your shoulders. Gently draw the shoulders away from the ears. Think about pulling those shoulder blades down towards your back pockets. We're going to take a side bend. Now we're going to add rotation. So keep pushing your hips forward and start to rotate your chest so that the arms come parallel to the floor. You're still creating a bit of tension on that band. We're going to open to the screen and back to center. Let's go the other way. So into that side bend first. Holding strong tension on the band. Start to rotate. Keep pushing the pelvis forward. Arms come parallel. Open back to the screen and come back to center. Good. Let's do 2 more each side. Breathing in. Breathing out. Keeping the tension on the band. Breathing in. Breathing out. And again. Exhale to rotate. Inhale to open. Exhale to center. 1 more each side. Keeping the head, the neck nice and relaxed. And again, across. Rotate. Center. And up. And release the band. Shake out the hands, give the shoulders a little roll. And let's come down onto our mats. So we're going to take the legs straight and connect it. Take the band and place the band around your feet. And hold on nice and close. It's up to you. So with these exercises, it might take you a repetition or two to just find the right resistance on your band. You might need to tighten or loosen just depending on how the exercise feels for you. So don't worry about that. Take your time with it. But we're going to sit up nice and tall. For those of you that are tight into your hip flexors and your hamstrings and you struggle to get a tall seated position, you might find the resistance band actually helps you. So these are a great investment. They're really not expensive. You can pick them up online. Amazon do a really great selection of them, and they can really help us in some of the exercises as well as making them harder. All right, so we're going to use it today for a little half roll back. So sit up nice and tall. Use that resistance on the band to help you get that long spine. Ideas straight ahead, neck long as we breathe in. Let's engage the core. We've got that zip and hollow of the abdominals. As you exhale, we're going to start to take that posterior tilt of the pelvis. So you're trying to curl your pubic bone up, tuck your tail under, and roll halfway back. So it's up to you where you want to land. You might land on your low back. You might want to come down onto your mid back. And then as you exhale, really flatten your low back into the mat. Brace the abdominals as you come up. As you find your connection to the sit bones and you lift tall, we're going to draw the elbows back, keeping the arms straight. Feel those triceps engage and reach forward. Let's go again. Scooping belly button in and up, rounding back. Keep engaging those legs together and down into the mat. Take a breath. Exhale, flatten the back. Scoop the abs. As you find length in your spine, lifting tall and draw back with those arms, keeping them straight. Forward, we're going to do 2 more like that. Exhale down. Breathing in as you get there. Breathing out as you come up. Lift tall, draw back. Reach forward, and again. Exhale and down. Breathing in as you get there. Breathing out as you come up. Finding length in the spine, draw back with the arms. Good, all right, so we have 4 more. You can stay with that variation or we can go into the full roll back. Now for you, those of you that find the full roll back and up a challenge, you might find the band helps you here. So we go down through low back, middle back, upper back. Find the floor, breathing in. Lift the head, look to the toes. Exhale, flatten down into the low back. Contract into the abdominals as you curl up. Find length in your spine at the top. Draw back with those arms. Tricep press. All right, how was that? 3 more, let's go. Round it down. Low back, middle back, upper back, shoulders, head, breath in, head lifts, look to toes. Exhale, contract. Curling up. Lifting tall, drawing back. 2 to go. Focus on sequentially landing that spine, 1 vertebra at a time. Taking that preparation breath in as the head lifts. Look to the feet, reach with the arms, contract with the abdominals. Feel the back, upper ribs open as you come up. Draw back. And 1 last one. Breathing in at the bottom. Head lifts, look to feet. Exhale, contract as you come up. Good job. Holding at the top, we've got that pull back. Good. All right, and from here, we're going to bend the knees a little bit. If you need to, just let go of your band, just stretch out your fingers a little bit. You're going to keep the legs together, but we're going to bend the knees. You're going to kind of grab the band again. So as you bring the band around your feet, just make sure that the band is round the center of each foot so that your toes are free at the top. And also really important is to keep the feet flexed here so that that band doesn't slide or move on your feet. So take a reasonably good hold. Again, might take you 1 or 2 repetitions to find your tension. Might take me that too. We never know. So we'll see how we go. But let's really think of engaging the inner thighs here. And the whole way through this exercise, we're going to squeeze those thighs together. Lift up nice and tall as you breathe in. And exhale, we're going to take it back. So we're going to take it back onto the low back, onto the mid back. So the shoulders are lifted. And what we're going to do here is a little contraction. So we're going to curl an inch and lower an inch. Curl an inch and lower. So really feel the stretch across the shoulders here, but work from the abdominals. You can have your knees bent as much or as little as you want. Again, everybody's going to be different here. So just work with what feels right for you. And down. Try and keep it a little bit lower. Come up a little bit too high. So keep it nice and low and nice and small. 2 more. And then this time we're going to come all the way up, up, up. As you sit up nice and tall, the elbows will bend. So just let the elbows go out wide and we're going to roll back and reach forward. Row and reach. So elbows go wide and up. They're just slightly lower than shoulder height. Squeezing shoulder blades towards spine. 3 more. What about those inner thighs? You still squeezing? And 2. And 1. All right, from here, we're going to take it back down again. Tuck the tail. Curl. Rolling back. And as you roll back, really focus on continuing to tip the pubic bone. So you're trying to draw your pubic bone towards your nose. That really strong curl. I'm going to add some rotation. So turn towards your screen. So if you think about, I'm trying to bring my left ribs towards my right hip in that rotation. And then keep the rotation, come up an inch, come down an inch. So these are pretty challenging. So do as many as you can. We're going to do 8. So if 8's too much, you stop where's right for you. 5. Many movements. Keep that rotation. 6. 7. 8. And we release to the center. Exhale it as you come up. Still squeezing those thighs together. Elbows wide. Draw back into those rows again. So if it's feeling a little too intense, you can always release the tension on the band. You can get different resistance levels with the bands. Usually find red is light, blue or purple is medium, and black is for you strong guys out there. The black bands just frighten me. 1 more. I find the medium tough enough. Let's take it back again. Breathing in, exhale, tuck and round. Roll it back. Coming down onto the mid back. Shoulders are lifted and curled. I'm going to rotate away from the camera this time. So again, I'm trying to bring my bottom ribs across towards my opposite hip, but make sure the pelvis stays level and we come up an inch, down an inch. Oh, your obliques are going to love you for this. Keeping the neck relaxed. 4 more. Half, just up a little, Down a little. Exhale. Inhale. Keep scooping belly button in towards spine. One more. Come back to center. Exhale as you come up. Sitting tall, we've got those rows again. Elbows back. So as you draw the elbows back, just make sure you're not popping the chest forward. So keeping that core connection. I think we've 3 more. And 2. And 1. Good job. So you can set the band down for a second or two if you want. Just release those fingers again. Little movement. Because we're going to grab the band again. Same position. But we're going to take the legs straight again. So the legs are together. We're going to push the feet away. Sit up nice and tall. And let's take a slight internal rotation of the arms so that your palms are facing down, your knuckles are facing up. I'm going to add in some more rotation here. So I'm going to turn towards the screen. So if we all turn to the screen, so you're going to start to draw the arm closest to the screen back, elbow draws back, other arm just relaxes forward as we rotate, wrapping from the waist, and then back to center. Let's take it away from the screen this time. So elbow draws back. Other hand doesn't particularly reach forward as such, it just relaxes. And back to center. Towards the screen. And away from the screen. And think about keeping your wrist nice and long. Exhale. You can look over that shoulder behind you if it feels good. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. We've got 3 more each side. And 2. Last one, towards the screen. Can you rotate a little bit further? Last one, away from the screen. And then from here, we're going to stretch it forward. So if you want to use the band to help you, just reach a little bit closer to the feet. Lift up nice and tall as you breathe in. And as you exhale, we're just going to fold forward. So try not to collapse and sink over those thighs, but instead think about just tipping the pelvis forward. Find length in your spine as you breathe in, and then as you breathe out, fold forward. You can use the band to help you reach a little bit further if you want. I'm just going to hold it here for 3 breaths. If you can, if it's in your practice to reach for your feet, you can let go of the band and just hold it here and breathe. Breathing in to lengthen. Breathing out to deepen. And on that exhale, just see if you can fold a little bit more. One more breath. Exhale. And then slowly release and start to lift the spine and bring the band with you. Yeah, we're going to scoot down the mat a little, bend the knees, and then just gently bring your spine down onto the floor. We're going to bring the feet up nice and close. We're going to get set for a little bit of bridge work. So feet are hip distance apart, ankles beneath the knees. And then just let your head come to rest. You just lift your head, draw your chin just slightly down. That will give you nice length in the back of the neck. And we're going to take the band in our hands. Just want a little slight bit of tension. Where's the end? and make it even. There we go. And then we're going to start to draw the arms back behind the head. So just make sure before you start moving your arms that the core is connected, switched on. Arms are reaching to the ceiling, palms are facing down towards the feet. Pelvis is in neutral, and we've got that strong core connection. So as the arms start to go overhead to the floor behind us, the ribs don't pop. Front ribs. We want to keep those back ribs sinking down into the mat. Good. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to take that posterior tilt of the pelvis, start to pick the spine up off the floor, one vertebra at a time, and start to move the arms at the same time. So as the hips come up, the band falls just wherever it falls across your legs. We're all different. Really draw down, feel those triceps. And you've got to really push up into the band so that your hips don't drop. So two things going on. You're pulling down, working the triceps. You're pushing up, working the back body. And then arms lift as we start to roll the spine back down onto the mat. So as the pelvis lands, the arms reach overhead. And again, we've got that strong core connection, so we're not letting those ribs pop. So we're going to do that another 5 times. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale and start to roll. Stand into your feet. Curling, articulating the spine up. Pulling down. And release. So I'm going to take a little bit more resistance on my back. Everything lands. Exhale up. Think about pushing those thigh bones away. Pulling the heels up towards you. Pushing up into the band. Pulling down with the band. So much going on. And release. Slow and controlled, articulating the spine back down. 3 down, 3 to go. Exhaling up. Inhaling at the top. Exhaling as you release. Inhaling at the bottom. Exhale, we go again. Exhale to release. One more time. I'm going to hold at the top. So draw down with the arms. I'm going to take tiny little pulses up into the band. Squeeze, squeeze. 5 to go. Pull down a little harder. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly release. Back down. And then gently bring the arms through. Just let go of your band, stretch out your hands again if you need to. Some of you might find this too difficult or too uncomfortable on the hands, but I've always found these resistance bands pretty tough, so it's good to take just that little stretch in between, because we are going to take hold of it again. We're going to bring the arms. Again, you want to have a little bit of tension on if you want to work harder. If you don't want to work harder, you can just hold the band there with very little tension. It's up to you, so just listen to your body. And then we're going to bring the knees and draw them one at a time into that tabletop position. So we want to have the knees over the hips, shins parallel to the floor, feeling those abdominals bracing to stop the back arching. So if you do feel a little bit tender into your lower back, you can just gently bring those knees in a little bit towards your chest. But if you can, try to keep the knees over the hips. So we're going to reach from the shoulders up towards the ceiling, and then draw your shoulder blades down into the mat and hold nice and strong there with the arms. We're going to take the knees towards the camera. So some hip rolls. You might find with the arms off the floor, your range of movement is going to be a little bit less than maybe what it would normally be like with the arms down on the mat. So with that in mind, we're just going to take the knees away from the screen and back to center. Take them towards the screen. Inhaling, squeezing those thighs together. Exhale, back to center. Inhaling away. Keeping both shoulders actively drawing down into the mat. And center. Towards the screen. And center. Away from the screen. And center. So we're going to bring in the arms next. So we're going to add a little arm drift in the opposite direction. So as you draw the knees towards your screen, let your arms drift away. So you might find a little bit more range of movement here. And then everything pulls back to center. Use those core muscles. Knees away from screen, arms towards screen. Everything pulls back to center. Good job. And again, knees towards screen, arms away. Exhale. Pull back to center. Inhale, arms towards screen, knees away. Exhale, back to center. Nice straight arms, one more each side, knees towards screen, arms away. Ooh. Back to center. There's that point, isn't it, where you might just lose it, but you need to keep control. Try to find that point. Challenge yourself. Exhale, back to center. And then just place the band over the shins. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Take a little break. Take the head maybe to one side. Just let the knees rock. Take the head to the other side. Just making sure the neck is relaxed. Come back to center. All right. We're going to bring the feet down onto the floor. Bring them feet hip distance apart. And take the band. We're going to continue to reach the band up towards the ceiling. Again, with a little bit of resistance. If you can. I'm going to take a breath in. Contract those abdominals. And as you exhale, head lifts. We curl up looking through the knees. And just bring the band to touch the thighs. And then exhale to release. Breath in to prepare. Exhale up. Breathing in at the top. Breathing out as you release. All right, 2 more. Just make sure that you organize your pelvis in that neutral position and that it stays neutral. So that as you start to curl up, you're not trying to curl your pelvis towards you. You're keeping it neutral. Good job. So we're going to pause with the arms in the air. Brace the abdominals. If you're happy to, let's float the knees over the hips into that tabletop position. Same thing. Breathing in to prepare. Breathing out and curling up. Finding your shins. You can draw down on that band a little bit if you want. And release. Let's bring the legs together. Let's work those inner thighs again. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, curling up. Draw down as you breathe in. Breathe out as you release. 2 more. Last one. Again, from here, we're going to go into a double leg stretch. So let's come into our curl up just like we've done. Breathe in to prepare. Exhale, curling up. And then reach. Inhale. Exhale, pull down. Inhale. Exhale. Four down, 4 to go. 3. Try lowering those legs a little bit more. 2. Arms reach out behind you. Last one. Hold it head down, release the hands, and just draw those knees in. Take a little rock, side to side. And then we're going to do one more. Take hold of the band once again. Bring the legs into tabletop. Arms to ceiling. Breath in to prepare. Exhale, curl it up. Bring one knee in. One leg extends. We're going to go for a single leg stretch variation. And switch. Switch. So just start when you're ready to pull down as you switch legs. Push your shin up into the band as you pull down with the arms. Switch. Switch. If it gets too intense, just rest the head down. For 4, 3, 2, last 1, and hug it in. Well done. Just keep the band close by. Oh. Let your band just rest across your abdomen. Take your hands onto your knees and just let's gently circle the knees 2 or 3 times each direction. And reverse. Awesome. All right, let's bring the feet to the floor. I'm going to take my leg closest to the screen. So if you want to do the same, I'm going to take the band, bring that knee in towards the chest and just hook your band. There's no really graceful way to do this, is there? If there is, if you found one, let me know. And then we're going to take that leg up towards the ceiling. All right, so depending on how your low back is feeling, you can keep that supporting leg bent. Or if you can, let's straighten it down into the mat for a deeper stretch. And just anchor that leg. I'm going to flex the foot actually. And really anchor that bottom leg down into the mat. So again, it might take you just a moment or two to find the resistance that works well for you. We're just going to draw that leg in and then just bend the knee a little. And straighten. So I want you to flex the foot, pushing the heel up towards the ceiling. So as the knee bends, it doesn't really come in closer to you. You're just focusing on lengthening into that hamstring and into that calf. So try to keep the knee in the same position. And just bending and straightening the leg. You can let your elbows anchor down into the floor if it feels better. You can reach your arms straight, just whatever feels right. 2 more. All right, so that you've got your leg closest to your screen, straight up, bring the band into the opposite hand. Let that other hand, the arm closest to the screen, just fall to the floor. And then we're going to draw that leg across. We get a really beautiful stretch into that IT band. So you don't have to go far, but what you want to do to benefit fully from the stretch is keep that hip anchored into the floor. If you let the hip lift, you're not going to get the benefit of the stretch. So pelvis is level, keeping that pelvis level and just gently pull towards you and across. And you should feel that beautiful stretch into that IT band. And just breathe. And then we're going to bring the leg back into center. Switch hands. I'm going to open the leg out to the side. So getting an adductor stretch here. So only open the leg out as far as feels right for you. Making sure that the opposite hip stays anchored into the mat. So you're going to feel that really strong stretch into the inner thigh. And breathe. Both shoulders connected, that hip is down. Exhale. Control the movement back up to center. We're going to take hold of the band with both hands now. And we're going to work into some circles. So let's bring the leg across, just like you did for that IT band stretch. Then it lowers down, opens out wide, and comes back through center. Good. Let's add the breath. Inhale. Exhale. I absolutely love leg circles with the resistance band. Just allows you to get such an amazing range of movement. And helps, we can still really focus on keeping that pelvis nice and stable. Pause at the top. Let's reverse it out wide. Drop down, cross the body as you come up. Obviously, if you have any issues with your hips, you've had hip replacement, you just want to keep your circles to the same side, so don't cross the body. 3 more. Inhale, exhale. Keeping those elbows anchored in nice and close to the ribs. Down into the floor. 2 more. Last one. All right, holding at the top. Let's just draw in a little bit more. And I want you to reach nice and close towards the top. So we're reaching lots of resistance on your band here. You're reaching up towards your foot as much as you can. So we're going to do a little single leg teaser style exercise. So breathing in, really engage the core. Lift the head. Curling up. We're going to start to lower the leg. Contract the abdominals. Push the low back into the mat. Curling up, up, up. And as you come up, let the elbows bend and find length in your spine, drawing that leg in towards you. And then we're going to tuck the tail, thinking of rolling back, back, back with control, arms straight. As we round down and leg draws back into that beautiful hamstring stretch. You got it? We're going to do 3 more. Breathing in, curling up. Start to push the leg away. Imprint that low back, contract the abdominals, coming up. And as you come up, think about straightening your spine. You can draw the elbows back to help you get length in the spine. And then we go back into that flexion, that rounding as we come down. Release. We've got 2 more. Breath in. Curling up. Breath out. Breath in, find that length in the spine. Nice long neck. Draw the shoulders down towards the back pockets. And release on the exhale. Arms straighten. Oh, elbows cracking. And find that hamstring stretch. One last time. Breathing in. As the head lifts, we start to lower that leg. Contracting the abdominals. Coming up. Draw back with the elbows. Hold it here. Can you lift that leg a little bit? And lower an inch. Lift an inch. Lower. Give 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Roll it back. Release the tension. Just bring the other foot in. If you can, just switch legs. If you need to, like me, just stretch out your hands and your fingers a little bit. You can always, my leg's shaking so much, I'm going to bend it. And just adjust your band, make sure it's in the right place on your feet. Now let's get ready to go again. So holding on, finding slightly less tension than that last exercise. So remember, we want to be able to draw the elbows down towards the mat when we go into those leg circles. We just want to create a little bit of tension there to help you in that hamstring stretch. Bottom leg straightens if you can. Making sure that leg isn't internally or externally rotated as well. So keep it nice and parallel. And keeping the knee where it is, just bend and straighten. Good. Drawing in a little bit more each time. Feeling that lovely stretch. Remember, we're bending but not bringing the knee in. Just bending at that knee joint. 2 more. Anybody else's legs shaking? All right, so we're going to go for that IT stretch. So your leg is furthest away from the screen. You're going to take your hand closest to the screen. Reach up nice and high. Other arm goes wide. And we bring that leg just towards your chest slightly and then across. Oh my word. You do not have to go far to find this stretch, guys. So just make sure that hip is down. If you're not feeling it, try bringing your leg towards you a little bit more first and then across. And I guarantee you'll know when you've got it. And just breathe into it. Try to relax the muscles in your face, around your shoulders. That was more of a cue for me, but maybe somebody else needed to hear that too. Come back to center. Let's switch hands. We're going to go for that inner thigh, that abductor stretch. So let's draw the leg in close and then open out to the side. So again, the hip closest to the screen. We want to keep it anchored. I'm a little bit restricted with my wall here, so make sure hopefully you've got enough room. And then as you exhale, drop back to center. I'm going to take the band back into both hands. Draw down, elbows anchored down nice and close to the ribs, into the mat. We're ready for those leg circles. So we inhale as the leg comes across the body, just like you did in that IT stretch. Down, round, exhale. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Three more. Last one. Pause at the top. And let's reverse it. Out wide, down low, cross and up. Inhale. Exhale. Three more. Last one. Hold at the top, draw in a little bit deeper, that hamstring stretch. Remember our single leg teaser variation. We're going to reach the hands up nice and close to the feet. Arms are straight, breath in to prepare. Lift the head, look to the knee. Exhale, contract the abdominals. Press the low back into the mat. Start to lower the leg, rounding up. And as you come up, draw the elbows in towards the ribs and lift the spine. So you come into that really nice straight spine position. And then releasing, rolling each vertebra back down onto the mat. Arms straighten, leg draws up. That hamstring stretch. Good job. All right, let's go again. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Lift tall. Breathing out. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, up. Inhale, find length. Exhale, release. One more time, breath in. Breath out. Holding at the top, lift nice and tall, and we're going to lower the leg an inch. Lift it. Lower. Lift. So I'm not on my sit bones here. I'm off, slightly back from my sit bones. Spine is long. 2. And 1. And slowly release. Back down. Take that final hamstring stretch. And then bend the knee. Release the band for a second or two. Keep it just across your belly. Stretch those fingers again. If it helps, just use the palm of your hand pushing into your fingers to just draw down. and switch. Oh, okay. We're going to take the band, and again, as gracefully as you can, we're going to place the band around both feet. Legs are together, thighs are engaged. We're going to take both legs up towards the ceiling. And just notice here, with the help of the band, we can bring those legs in pretty close, but what you can see happening here as I draw my legs in higher and higher is my pelvis has now gone into a posterior tilt. My tailbone's curled up off the floor, and we don't want that. We want to stop in that nice neutral position, so the ankles, the knees, the hips are in alignment, and our spine is long. So keep that in mind. We're going to reach up towards the feet with the hands, bracing the abdominals. And we're going to lower the legs down. Down. So it's up to you where you want to lower those legs to. If you start to feel your lower back arching or your ribs popping, you've gone too far. And then back to center. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. Down. And up. So I'm showing you option number one, which is to keep the head down. So if your neck is starting to get tired and you want to stay there, that's fine. Otherwise, for those of you that want to join me, we're going to exhale and come up into a chest lift. We're going to hold that chest lift and lower the legs down. And exhale back up. Inhale down. And exhale back up. So think about control, especially on the way back up. You can almost slingshot those legs back up with the help of the band, but we don't want to do that. We want to almost think about resisting the band on the way back up. So really push out into it as you come up and notice the difference. Good. Push out into it on the way down. Push out into it on the way up. Awesome. 5 more. Inhale. Exhale. Remember, you can keep your head down if you need to. Inhale. Exhale. 3 to go. Keep that spine long. Can you curl a little higher for these last 2? Last one. And exhale it up. And bend the knees. Just release the band. Again, just bring it across your tummy. Bring your knees into your chest. Take a little rock side to side. And then take hold of the backs of the thighs. Push the thighs into the hands so you contract the abdominals. Curling up. And just slowly round yourself back up to seated. All right, we're going to take it into a spine stretch forward here with the band. So take your feet out towards the edges of your mat and take the band around your feet. You just want to make sure that the feet don't fall in, that you're not internally rotating those legs. So think about keeping the legs parallel, feet flexed, heels are pushing away. And we're going to hold on again. It's up to you to find that resistance that's right for you. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Again, like I mentioned earlier, if you're always finding spine stretch and seated exercises really challenging for your hip flexors, you might find this band's going to help you here. So we've got the arms straight, spine is long, core is engaged. Breathing in to prepare the body to move. We're going to start to drop the chin towards the chest. Start to round forward, and as you do that, think about letting the elbows bend and the elbows draw back as you round forward. Breathing into the stretch. Breathing out as you start to release the spine stretch. The arms straighten as we come back to our start position. So when you're ready, just join me. Breathing in, nod the head. Breathing out, scoop belly button to spine, rounding forward, lifting through those back ribs. Elbows keep it nice and close and slide past ribs as you come down. Breathing in, anchor down through the backs of the legs. Breathing out as you start to stack the spine. Arms reach forward once again. Good. And just make sure that the knuckles are facing out. Breath in, head nods. Breath out, scoop and round. in, hold that stretch. You can go a little bit further. Breath out as you come up. Inhale at the top. Nod the head. Exhale round. We're going to add on here. This time as you breathe in, keep the elbows bent and really draw back with the elbows as you press the sternum forward and you come into a hinge flat back position. We're then going to round forward again and roll up from there. Good, so that's a slight change to the movement. Breath in at the top, nod the head, chin to chest. Exhale, rounding forward. Flexion in the spine. Remember, this time on the inhale, we draw those elbows back a little bit further. Press the sternum forward, lift the eye gaze, find that length in the spine. So you're in a hinged straight spine position. Then rounding forward again. Keeping that resistance. And then release resistance as you uncurl the spine. Awesome, 2 more. Find that length. Inhale. Press the sternum forward. Lift the gaze. Draw the shoulders down the back. Round it forward. And release. I think this is one of my all-time favourite exercises with the band. Last one. Flexion as you come forward. Length, almost like extension as you straighten. Flexion once more, keeping that strong tension. And slowly release as you come up. I'm gonna let go because my hands are still sore, because we are still gonna we've got one more seated exercise here with the band. The legs are going to come together. Once again, band around the feet. Good amount of tension. I'm going to add a little bit more work into the obliques here with more rotation work. So both arms are going to be doing something this time. So what I'm going to do is we're going to turn towards the screen first. So start to rotate towards the screen. The arm closest to the screen, the elbow starts to draw back as you rotate, and the arm furthest away goes out wide. And then we draw back to center. So we're going to stay on that side. We're going to do 5 more here. So turn, rotate towards the screen. Arm closest to the screen, elbow draws back. Arm furthest for the screen, opens out wide. Amazing. I'm going to feel this in those back extensors and those obliques. Think about rotating from the ribs. Feel it strong into the arms and shoulders. And back to center. Knuckles are facing up. We've got 3 more this direction. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more towards the screen. And then we're going to reverse it. So take it away from the screen. As you turn away from the screen, that elbow leads. Arm closest to the screen goes wide. Back to center. Good. And just notice those shoulders. If they're starting to creep up around the ears, just draw them down away. And again, rotate. Working from the waist. So you should notice that the legs, the lower body stays really quiet. If you notice that one leg is getting longer than the other as you're rotating, just means we need to quieten through the pelvis a little bit more. So really focus on these last 3, on the rotation coming from those obliques, twisting from the waist. And 2, exhale. And last one. And back to center. All right, let's unhook the band from the feet and turn towards the screen. We're going to come down into side line. So the option again is using the band here. It's entirely up to you. We're going to have a nice straight line with the body. So think about ankles, knees, hips, shoulders in alignment. I'm going to take the band in my bottom arm and just stretching my bottom arm out long so I can rest my head on my arm in that nice straight line, and just notice whether the hips have rolled forward or back. We want to keep that strong alignment, core switched on. And I'm going to take the band in my top arm and we're going to work. So you can stay here if you want. If you're a little bit wobbly, you can drop the band and just bring the bottom or the top hand just in front of your chest for a little bit more balance. Otherwise, we're going to lift up and we're going to take a double leg lift. So into your torpedo lift, and the arm is going to come down towards the hip. And then we release back up on the inhale. Exhale, pull down and bring your thighs up to meet your hand as it comes down. And release, good. 6 more. You're going to really feel the band adding to the work in the waist here. Core nice and strong for stability, keeping that nice straight line. I don't know why I keep saying nice. There's nothing nice about this exercise. 3 more, exhale. Inhale. Try to keep control so we're not rolling. Just had to have a little look there myself to check in with my body. How many more? 2 more? Oh, last one. And release. Let's bend that bottom knee to 90 degrees. Bring your top leg in so that you can get your band around your feet. And then just draw that leg in front. So we're going to take some nice big circles with the leg, keeping the hips stacked. We're going to take that leg down, round, up and forward. So think about keeping the elbow in against the waist. And as you take the leg up, you're almost getting that external rotation at the hip and at the shoulder as well. And forward. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Anchoring down through that bottom leg. And focus on taking that leg out behind you. So it's in line with the hip, or maybe even a little bit out behind if you can. Pause it here. I'm going to reverse it up and forward. Inhale, keeping that elbow in tight to the waist. Exhale. Three more. Two. Just let that arm be. Move how it wants to. Oh, 1. Good. And bend the knee. We're going to push up onto the forearm. Take that top leg and just come across into a seated twist. If this is too intense for you, take that bottom leg straight on the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Turn in towards that top thigh. Use your hand behind you like a kickstand to lift your chest. And just look over that back shoulder. Making sure that that sit bone, both sit bones are down. And hug that thigh in towards you to deepen the stretch. And then turning to the center, just going to do a little figure 4 variation. Take that top foot across on your knee. If it's too intense on your knee, you can bring it onto the calf or onto the floor. Oh, this is a A strong one. Both sit bones are down. Lift. Use your hands to lift and lengthen your spine. And what you're trying to do is just gently draw that knee down. And then if you can, reach forward and breathe. Think about keeping the spine long rather than collapsing over the legs. So as you breathe in, lengthen. As you breathe out, fold. 2 more breaths here. Good. And push back up. Oh, just unhook those legs. We're going to do that all on the other side. So let's bring it down into that torpedo. Straight line with the body. Ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, bottom hand, bottom arm out long, and then just holding that band in your bottom arm if you're using it for this exercise. Making sure that the hips aren't rolling forward or back, just stacking, and then reaching the arm up towards the ceiling. Remember, we take that breath, and as you exhale, thighs come up to meet hands coming down. And reach. Just let the head rest on the arm. Exhale. Inhale. 6 more. Just think about squeezing those thighs together. And keep the work on. So as the legs come down, they're still engaged. They're really just hovering above the floor. Like the other side, you should feel this really working into the waist. For 3. 2. Lift a little higher. Last one. Release. Bottom knee bends 90 degrees. Top left foot, top knee comes in so that you can just hook your band over your foot. Stretch that leg in front. Elbow in nice and close to the waist. And we've got those circles. We're going to lower down, reaching up and forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. You can think about that external rotation of shoulder and hip as that arm comes up. 3 more. Last one, this direction. Pause it and reverse it. Up, externally rotate, shoulder and hip, and forward. Inhale. And exhale. Three to go. 2. And 1. And just release the band. Pressing up onto that forearm. Take hold of that top leg. We're going to bring it across into that seated twist. Anchoring both sit bones. Again, if this is too intense, just take your bottom leg straight out in front of you. Hand behind. Use it as a kickstand to lift and lengthen the spine. Turn towards the thigh and hug in as you stretch. And focus on length the whole time in this stretch. So you can push down with that bottom hand to give you more length in the spine. Once you're there, then you can add more rotation by hugging in a little bit more. Turning to look over that back shoulder. releasing with that figure 4 variation. So just taking that top foot, bringing it flexed either to thigh, to calf, or to floor. Just noticing how you feel from one side to the other. Hands either side of the body, lift up nice and tall. Just focus on that knee dropping down. And then if you can, start to hinge forward. If it's too intense, just stay straight. Take one of the options with the feet. Otherwise, we breathe in to lengthen the spine. We breathe out to fold. Wow, such an intense stretch into the hip. 3 more breaths. And as you exhale, release it out. Just uncross those legs. Let's make it through to kneeling. Again, we're going to finish where we started today. So just coming into a kneeling position, we're going to leave the band behind. Bring the arms by your side and take a breath in. Just come up and over into a side bend. Just let that bottom arm reach down the thigh. Stretch across, feeling that opening. Reaching for the floor if you can with that bottom arm. And just make sure you're not collapsing in against your ear. Keep the shoulder down the back. And exhale as you come back up. Let's take it to the other side. Just pushing the pelvis forward slightly. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Arm back, chest open to the screen. And exhale as you come up. We're just going to sit back towards our heels. Spine nice and long. I'm just going to take my left hand onto my head. Root my right arm out to the side. Then I'm just going to draw gently my left ear down towards my left shoulder. And from there, to deepen that stretch slightly, I'm just going to start to reach out with the right arm as I lower it down. You're going to get a beautiful stretch down your neck, across your shoulder. Not using any force with this hand, just gently helping. Reaching that arm down, down, down. And then bring it back up. Gently release. Change sides. Right ear down towards right shoulder. Left arm reaches away. And it reaches away as it lowers. Reach. Coming back up. Release that stretch. Arms come in front. Let's just externally rotate those arms so the palms are facing forward. You're going to bring the palms together, scoop the belly in and up, drop the chin to chest, and separate those shoulder blades as the palms come together. And then as you exhale, the arms are going to open wide, drawing the shoulders down the back. And if it feels good, just lift the heart. You're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale as you scoop and round, pulling belly button to spine, stretching and separating those shoulder blades. And exhale, head lifts, shoulders draw back towards one another, heart lifts, eye gaze lifts. 1 more time, inhale, exhale. And as you continue to lift your heart, bring your arms up overhead. Bring your eye gaze straight ahead, lengthen your spine, palms press, and as you exhale, just bring the hands down to the heart. And we are finished. Thank you so much for joining me as always. I hope you're keeping safe and well. I'm sending you lots of love and I look forward to seeing you all again really soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more sessions like this. You can also follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, And if you would like access to over 60 full-length Pilates classes, join me at North Down Pilates on my Patreon channel. Thanks for watching.